Hi, everybody, and welcome to Teaching Tip Tuesday, brought to you by the Center for Inclusive Teaching and Learning here at UWSP. This week, I'd like to talk to you about some different ways that you can solicit student feedback on how a course is going and how effective the things you're doing in the course are from the student's perspective. Research shows us that student satisfaction with a course is tied to the classroom climate, and one of the major indicators of a positive climate in the classroom is the student's perception that the instructor cares about what they're experiencing in the course. You can help to encourage this perception on the part of the students by soliciting their feedback at different points during the term to see how the course is going from their perspective. There are a lot of different ways that you can do this, but three of the easiest ones are having a week 4 check-in, using exam postmortems with feedback, and having an open forum for complaints in your classroom. Let's begin with the week 4 check-in. After the students have acclimated to the schedule of the course, it is a best practice to survey them to see how the course is going so far from their perspective. When you do this, it's important that you ask students what is and what is not working for them. We like to see the use of open-ended or short answer questions in this type of survey because it allows students to generate what their concerns are rather than asking for specific feedback on topics that you as an instructor are interested in. Now, you can also augment this type of survey with some Likert scale questions about those specific aspects of the course, but the key is having those open-ended questions that allow students free response. Siddle suggests using Microsoft Forms. This program allows anonymous responses so that students are not filtering their comments. It allows results that are easily exportable to Excel. It integrates readily with Canvas, and we have some templates available on the Siddle website. Another way for you to gather student feedback about how the course is going is to include feedback in an exam postmortem. Exam postmortems are metacognitive exercises that allow students to think about the effectiveness of their study habits in preparing them for the exam. If you include feedback on instruction, this will allow them to similarly focus their attention on how teaching, assignments, and feedback they've received from the instructor has helped in their preparation for that exam. In your exam postmortem, you should include questions that ask what activities and exercises were the most and least effective in preparing students for the exam. You should also ask what changes in the way the instructor structured the course, material, or the activities might help them to perform better on future exams. Finally, consider establishing an open forum for complaints. Students often have very specific complaints that arise during the term, then fester in their minds until the end of the term. Dealing with each of these complaints swiftly can allow resolution and minimize resentment in the course. To make this type of complaint form effective, you need to make sure that you're using the anonymous setting in Microsoft Forms. Check the complaints weekly and share any complaints that you get with the students if it's appropriate to do so. Regardless of how you choose to collect feedback from your students, it's important that you share the results with them. Show the students the results of the Likert scale questions that you offer. This will allow them to better understand how the rest of the people in the course are interacting with the course, rather than assuming that everybody is occupying the same little bubble that they are. Make sure that you provide examples of comments that are made during the check-in. It's likely that you'll have mixed reviews, but it's important to show this to the students and ask them how they think you should respond, because it's never clear if half the students are flourishing and half are grumpy what an instructor should do because you can't please them all. Make sure that you summarize ideas that students have about what might be more educationally effective for them. If you see trends in the comments, this is usually an important clue that you might consider doing something differently. You have to be willing to make changes. And if you're not going to make changes based on student feedback, make sure that you explain to the students why you're not going to make changes. Remember that education is a two-way street, and it requires mutual respect. By asking students for their input and treating their input seriously, you're showing them that respect. And that's this week's teaching tip brought to you by the Center for Inclusive Teaching and Learning here at UWSP. Remember that at CITL, we offer support for course design, learning activities, assessment, and pedagogy. Visit our website to schedule a consult today.